Hello friends of the Hillary Institute. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you. My name is Yoseph Ayele, co-creator at KiwiConnect. Our mission and goal is to create an incubation nation here in New Zealand, where some of the most transformative problems in the world are solved from here in Aotearoa. There are a lot of thinking that has influenced that model of solving a lot of big problems in a small place, instead of trying to tackle a lot of small problems in big places. One of the thoughts is that interrelated problems require integrated solutions. We all know that we're at a crossroads in society today. We have crossed 4 of the 9 planetary boundaries that we're in. We're seeing mass migrations around the world. The issue of climate change is affecting us all in so many different places. We're in a health crisis, an ecological crisis, a human crisis. And when we're looking at all of these different challenges, something that comes to mind is that a lot of them are highly interconnected and relate to one another. So for example, it is hard to address climate change without really tackling our food systems and our energy systems. We cannot address healthcare without actually addressing what we eat. It's hard to reduce crime rates without addressing poverty. We can't really think creatively about how to regenerate our biodiversity without actually rethinking about our global trade systems. All these different problems relate to one another, and the solutions that they require are integrated at nature. So, in that approach, one thing that is really important is that when we're trying to address one specific problem, we look at it as a whole. And this notion of an incubation nation is really resonant with that, because being in a very small place, in an agile place, gives you the possibility to rethink all these different factors at once. One of my favorite quotes from Rumi, the poet, is that you're not a drop in the ocean, but you're the entire ocean in a drop. If we think ourselves as a microcosm of entire global society, and we develop solutions to a lot of these small challenging problems, then we're able to create an environment where we're incubating solutions that have global applications. The other thinking that has influenced the incubation nation mindset is that we're living in a story of abundance. We're at a very unique time where minds and hearts are meeting one another, where we're joining with individuals from a very different side of the planet and sharing our passions, our interests, and our desires to create a more beautiful world. We're building cultural bridges and utilizing collective minds to create solutions in ways that we have never been able to do so before. There's a lot of human and social capital that we have created, and cultural capital by essence in the process as well, that is giving us so much abundance to what we're able to do. Technologically, we're creating so much knowledge and information in democratized and open environments. One of them is the open source movement. Collaborative decision-making tools are being formed and created. We're able to produce knowledge and access it from anywhere around the world, such as this YouTube video that can be watched by anybody, from a farmer in Tanzania to an engineer in New York to a farmer in New Zealand. We're able to really connect with one another in ways that we haven't had a chance before. So our ability to create tools and solutions to address a lot of these problems is immense, and it's growing exponentially. The challenges that our friends like Sir Edmund Hillary faced when they were climbing Mount Everest are very different today, because we're being able to progress so fast by connecting with one another in ways that we haven't had a chance to do so before. And this story of abundance lends itself to places like New Zealand, where we have very high dense environments, 2 degrees of separation, an ability to connect with cultures that are very different from ours. When we think about immigration, a lot of times we think about different cultures. But in bringing such individuals together, the microcosm of the world that is formed is very unique and transformational. And so by taking an approach of solving problems at an integrated way, and on the other side, bringing the abundance that we live in, we're able to develop and produce tools, templates, frameworks for how we can redesign a lot of the systems that we're in. As a young person, I'm extremely excited and challenged by the opportunity to influence the future of society and the future of our planet. We have a lot of problems to solve in our hands. And I have a challenge for you. Challenge for you is, how do we think about solving a lot of these deep-rooted situations in an integrated fashion and develop a mindset of experimentation and creativity? Something that Sir Edmund Hillary said is that it's not the mountains we conquer but ourselves. The time we're in today is asking us to conquer what we've assumed is how things have been before. We're at a position where we're rethinking our systems, we're rethinking our approaches, and that gives us a whole new opportunity to start thinking afresh, to start experimenting, developing new tools and models. And in doing so, another challenge for you is, how do we create templates as we address different problems in our local environments? How do we develop microcosms with people who are very different from ours and try to address global challenges by building tools that can be replicated in many different places? A problem that I feel called to solve is our food crisis. We have to grow so much more food, 70% more food than we have in the past, with less fresh water, less arable land, produce food that is healthy, and do so while we create opportunities for future generations to utilize the land in a way that can sustain their needs. And we have to do all of that while regenerating our biodiversity. I think New Zealand is positioned very uniquely to start developing this massive global problem in a way that allows us to lead the world by example, and lead in a way that creates a lot of prosperity for our own people, and creates a path for intergenerational well-being in a way that very short-term thinking doesn't allow us to do. So a mindset of creativity, a mindset of experimentation. It's a little uncomfortable, but that's really how we've gotten so far in society today. And that allows us to build upon the daring spirit of Sir Edmund Hillary to create new paths that haven't been created before and provide great opportunities for our future generations. Thank you.